Well, for the first time since 2008, the Colorado Buffaloes are 2-0, and for the second week in a row, they had to come from behind to do so. Along with Larry Zimmer, I'm Mark Johnson. Thanks for joining us here with our Buffs recap. 38-24, the Buffaloes victorious over a very good Central Arkansas team from the SCS level. And Mike McIntyre kind of joked with us that we're doing it on purpose, but they're making it interesting for us. 2 come-from-behind victories.
Well, they are. You know, and the defense has so much to do with those come-from-behind victories. They're down by 7 points tonight, and they're able to get it tied up with an interception return for a touchdown, 2 picks for 6 points, and last year they had 3 interceptions all year. They had 3 in one game, and I think that just speaks so well. But you know, everybody's talking about team victory. It truly was. Yep. Gunnar would tell you that after the game. Yep. You know, that we were down, and you know, Jared Bell got that pick, and that gets us tied, and now we go in front.
Jared Bell with a 79-yard interception return for a touchdown. Also, Greg Henderson for the second week in a row. He had a defensive touchdown, this being a pick 6. First time, by the way, since 1999 in a bowl game versus Boston College, the Buffaloes had 2 pick 6s in a game. Zim, whatever it is, and I'm not sure what it is, but intestinal fortitude, stick-to-itiveness, I don't know how you want to term it, but Mike McIntyre has brought it to this program.
I think they have, and again, like we said last week, it's only 1 game. Well, now it's only 2 games, yeah. But there's definitely a different attitude, a different feeling, and you know, this team just doesn't give up. They just keep battling.
Okay, but there are a couple of things now to look at reality here. Yeah. There were protection issues tonight. For the second game in a row, there were kick coverage issues. There are some things to work on for this team.
No question, and you almost saw it come back and bite them late in the game when they couldn't kick the ball down the field on kickoffs. Intentionally, they didn't do it. They didn't want the big return again, and they were giving Central Arkansas the ball up around the 40-yard line in their own territory, and that, particularly in the fourth period, it gave them a somewhat short field to work with. So that is an issue that they have to work on. I also look at the running game. Even with Tony Jones getting some yards toward the end, they still only average 2.5 yards per try. You've really got to do better than that, and they had protection issues. Some of it has to do with the running game. You got to be able to run the football.
You're looking at about 75 years of broadcasting experience between the two of us. Okay, so over the course of time, we've used a lot of words. I don't know about Zim, but I'm running out of superlatives to describe Paul Richardson. Let me put this in context. Last year, Nelson Spruce led the Buffaloes receiving with 446 yards. P. Rich, through 2 games, 417 yards and 4 touchdowns. I think he's a pretty good player.
You know, the amazing thing, Mark, he makes it look so easy. Yeah. He glides down the field. He put on, as Chad Brown called it, the turbo, push the turbo button on that first touchdown. But then, you know, he gets open in the middle of the field. He got a big catch to pick up a first down. He does so many things, and he takes people with him wherever he goes, and that's the other key thing that you got to look at. Paul Richardson is an outstanding football player and a great young man.
Buffaloes in 2008 did start out 3-0, by the way. If the Buffs want to do that in 2013, they've got to exact some revenge on Fresno State next week.
Well, it's not going to be easy. Fresno State is a good team, and we saw the speed that they had a year ago in Fresno, and obviously the Buffs have them in their house this time. But, you know, I think Colorado thinks they can come in and win that game, and if they can get some pressure on Derek Carr, which is what they're going to have to do. Didn't do it last year. Derek Carr had his way with him, and I can't remember. I think it was 35-0 in the first quarter.
I think that's right. Yeah.
So I know you don't want to remember that.
Yeah, I've tried to delete all those memories from last year in Fresno.
But anyway, it's another week next week, and if they're going to compete in the Pac-12, then that's a step they got to take against Fresno State.
Yeah, Mike McIntyre reminded us that for his staff at Fresno, at San Jose, Fresno was their rival, so it's a big game, and they well know what Fresno State has. That is a high noon game here at Folsom Field next week. We will hit the air on 850 KOA with the pregame beginning 2 hours out at 10 a.m. Our network affiliates will pick up at 10:30. Once again, the Buffaloes for the second week in a row. They come from behind, score 21 unanswered to end the ball game, and end up winning 34-28 over the Bears of Central Arkansas. For Larry Zimmer, I'm Mark Johnson. Thanks for joining us on our Buffs recap here on 850 KOA.